Hi, I'm Nikki.
I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Jamie.
And this is America's Asses, a gal cast. Are we all singing the music in our head?
Yes. As I'm like.
Yes, we are.
Oh, welcome to America's Asses, a gal cast. We are a podcast, a MCU-centric podcast by women for everybody. Now that was stupid. Let me do that again. Welcome to America's Asses. Oh, fuck it, go. We're an MCU-centric podcast by women for everybody. How about it, ladies?
Yes.
There we go.
Welcome.
It's been a long day. This is the only bright rainbow of my day. Is talking to you.
He said the Mondays. Am I right?
It's totally true.
Seriously.
And then the weather took a massive shift today. It was gorgeous all day. And then boom, all of a sudden it's cold, it's chilly, and I just want to wear my robe and drink coffee.
That sounds delightful.
It does, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. What do you got for us today, Alyssa? Today's your turn. What are we doing today?
Episode 2 of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Nice.
Oh man, was this episode?
It was a hard one for you.
It was because we were bitching the whole time.
Well, it's kind of hard not to.
I mean, you know, when you watch it via group watch on Disney Plus.
We if we can. I know there are times we won't be able to do it, but I had so much fucking fun.
Oh my God, it was awesome.
Texting you guys and watching with you guys.
It was fun, but I think I was like a couple seconds behind because both of you guys were texting. I'm like, what are they talking about? And then it would happen. And I'm like, geez, let me catch up here.
Okay, why don't you invite us next Friday?
Okay.
And see if it's different then.
Okay.
You know?
Because it was fucking amazing.
Right. Like we're all like texting the same thing and bitching about the exact same.
We're like, jinx!
Right.
Yeah, it was the best.
Yeah. And a lot of it had to do with New Cap. Barf.
Douchebag.
Barf.
I mean, I feel like
that's gonna be his code name, Barf.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have I said it, I put it in my notes. He is not Cap to me. He is New Guy. That's how
I like it.
That's
New
how
Guy?
I have him referenced in all of my notes today.
Okay.
As
New Guy.
New guy.
New guy.
Okay, we'll put that in the in our vocabulary in the back, our glossary in the back of our.
Yes.
Enter it into the tickler.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my most said phrase, New Guy.
Nice.
Because he'll never be Cap. Not in my eyes, that's for sure.
No, I don't know. Honestly, find me somebody who would say he's my Cap. Hard pressed to find anybody.
So, quick fun fact. We were watching Endgame today during dinner. And I'm trying to explain
Watched it last night.
Kind of what I did too. And then we didn't know what to watch during dinner. I was like, oh, this is on. We're watching this. And so I'm kind of trying to explain a little bit to Dad. And he's like, I feel like I need to like know this from the beginning to understand what's going on. I was like, yeah,
kind of,
you know, just trying to give you the gist of it. And I had shown him Wyatt Russell on the other day, like over the weekend, to be like, hey, do you know this guy? And I was like, look at his face, listen to his voice. Like, who does he remind you of? And then he's like, oh, is that Kurt Russell's kid? So like he knew. And then I was like, he'll never be Cap. And, you know, I'm going on a tangent and he's like, yeah, I know you like Chris Evans, blah, blah, blah. And
at least he knows that.
Right. And so then we were watching Endgame and they were showing Cap and it was, of course, the America's Ass part. And I was like, see, he'll never be Cap. He'll never be him. And he's just like, oh my God, this girl. He's just
Gotta love
looking at
it.
me like, oh my word.
I'm telling you, the memes though, the memes are on point.
Yes, they are.
Some of the memes you guys have been sharing,
I can't get enough of them.
they're wonderful. They are
awesome.
wonderful. Man, when it comes to Wyatt, if you were to take him away from the whole Cap situation and he's just some dude that you meet at the bagel shop, he's pretty cute.
Yeah.
Then
he's
pass. Like, wait till you hear what I have to say. Then you have a conversation with said cute guy at the bagel shop and you find out that Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn are his parents. And then all of a sudden you're like,
it's his nose.
Really?
It's his nose. Like, and I read he was a hockey player. So I'm sure he got a couple pucks to the face and it kind of explains everything.
Wait, oh my God, you said that. And I am not joking. I'm like, oh, I love him.
What?
Okay. Hockey players have the best asses. Hockey players may be ugly in the face, but they know they're ugly in the face and they may have
their body makes up for it.
And I dated exclusively hockey players up until my 20s. I am not joking. I have a thing for hockey players and rockabillys, ska punk guys. I don't know. I ended up marrying a punk. Married a punk. He was in a punk band. He was in many punk bands, but he was in a punk band for a very, very long time. Man, but hockey players. Oh, now I'm like, oh, well, that explains the face. Maybe he was really super cute back then. I mean, he's not ugly. Look at you two. Look at me like that. What? You can't say he's ugly.
I can say he's ugly.
Compared to my hubby.
We're not comparing. Standalone guy in the bagel shop. Come on.
I'm not comparing. I'm talking standalone guy in the bagel shop. I wouldn't give him a second look. That's just me.
Yeah.
He's not bad. But
what if he was
not my type? Not my type.
What if he was a really, really good kisser?
But I'd still have to look at his face.
Not when you're kissing.
I would still look at his face.
What Jamie if wouldn't get to that part? She couldn't get to that part.
What if he had magic fingers?
Then he'd have to wear a bag over his face. Or we'd constantly have to be in the dark.
All right. I'm not.
I mean, you got to be.
You fantasize about new guy, and I'll fantasize. About
I mean, you got to be packing original. Something really good for.
Well, I'll tell you this. I will give you this. I will give you this. He ain't no Chris Evans, but I think he knows this, though. I think he knows this.
No, he doesn't know it because he's a smarmy asshole.
Smarmy.
Yeah, he's a cocky son of a bitch.
She just got feisty.
Look at her. All right, go.
Don't get me started. All right. So we start out with the recap from the first episode and end up seeing the new Captain America winking at the camera. And it just gets me angry all over again to know that this guy is the new Captain America.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, you know what the thing about him is the Bubba underbite.
Yes, I can. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe
underbite.
Someone just
that's how his dad is too.
Fixed it. Yeah, but his dad's real nice looking.
Well, yeah.
No, like you have all that money.
He is Quill's mother. Quill's father.
Yes, Quill's father.
Yeah,
from Guardians of
real
the Galaxy
father.
too. Yeah, his real dad. But you have that underbite. Your parents are fucking loaded.
Oh, and speaking of that, how we were talking about hockey, I read because then like dad's asking, like I said, I have to look up everything, and he's asking about this and that. And so I'm reading about him, and he shows up to hockey practice in his parents' private jet. So,
What?
Exactly. So, I mean,
In a jet?
yeah. Yeah. He arrives to practice in his parents' private jet.
Maybe he got the shit beat out of him. Maybe that's why he.
Well,
that's
what I thought. He probably got a couple pucks to the face.
No, I meant like just from everybody else. Like, oh, look at this asshole just rolls up in a fucking private jet and beat his ass.
Well, yeah.
I'd take a couple swings.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a question for you two, a morality question. What would you do if Wyatt Russell agreed to come onto the podcast?
I'd keep it real. I don't care who you are. I don't think he'd like me very much.
I know.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
What you would say.
That'd be awesome. But
I
it's like,
mean-
yeah, you're really cool. You're famous, and your family's famous, and all that. But you're not Chris.
I still
Evans.
don't like you. Sorry.
Right.
But
he'll never compare.
He's
Nothing
got to,
personal, but
as a human, he's got to realize that everybody hates him right now, right? Like as an
Oh, I'm
actor,
sure.
like he's got to.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope it doesn't. I've never seen him in anything ever. What else was he in?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Let's hope
Nothing
this
that I've
doesn't
seen.
Let's hope this doesn't pigeonhole him. He could be a
Yeah.
fantastic actor. Who knows? But let's hope it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know what? So I just Googled him as we're sitting here.
Mhm.
He needs to have a beard back because I think it hides his
Right?
nasty ass chin. So maybe that's
Well, I thought he looked so much cuter with the beard. And then like you see him all clean shaven looking like new guy, and no. I'm not feeling it.
So I've only seen Mr. Big without a beard for 2 days. Once. And I was begging him. I'm like, sweetheart, please cut it off. I mean, I was like, come on. So we were off for a week or so because we were moving from our next door back to this apartment. We used to live here, and then we moved back. So we were moving. So we took a couple weeks off, and we had the twins. So he took the opportunity to shave. And I'm like, oh, so that's what you look like. How fast
do it
can you
again.
grow that? Yeah. How fast can you grow it back?
Okay, I changed my mind. I want it back.
I want it back.
Good thing he grows it quickly.
Yeah. And then he grew a Duck Dynasty beard for me because I love me long ass motherfucking beard, man. And I'm like, will you let me braid it? Like Anthrax? And he's like, no, I draw the line. And he's like, I got to trim it. Sister won't because sister at work, he works for Catholic Charities. So like sister is going to be all over him. He's like, end of vacation. I got to keep it trim and neat. Nope. Damn. All right.
Yeah,
sorry.
according to IMDb, he played in, and this is what I remembered him from, because I was like, he does look familiar. He played in 22 Jump Street. He was the drug dealer.
Oh, I only saw the first one.
Oh, well, I saw the second one because obviously Channing Tatum. So
What?
Yeah. No,
Like-
I only saw the first one.
There's 21 Jump Street movie?
Yeah. Him
and then
Jonah
they
Hill.
made a 22 Jump Street too.
Yeah. I only
What?
saw the first one.
Yeah,
Where have
I
you
did
been,
not know
girlfriend?
this.
it's nothing like the TV show.
I love that TV show. I was
Yeah,
a kid.
it's
I was a wee little
different.
lass. Okay. All right.
But yeah,
well,
Channing
now we-
Tatum. I'd
Yeah.
lick him from head to toe in the bagel shop.
He's on Jamie's tap list.
He's on Jamie's tap list.
Yeah.
He's single now.
And yeah, well, come on over, baby.
So we start out the episode with the new Captain America is in a locker room talking to a woman, explaining how it's all different for him being Captain America. What?
I have to tell you. When the zipper was going down, all three of us were like, hello. And then we see him and we're like, oh, never mind.
Yep. Oh no.
All three of us were like, hello, sir. It's unzipping slowly, seductively. And we're all like, yang, 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 yang.
And then we see it, we're like, fuck no.
You're like, oh, man.
It's like, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. Never mind. Pass. So he talks about how he doesn't like all the fanfare and just wants to get to work. He's actually being interviewed by Good Morning America at his former high school. Blah. Not going to lie, I did love the marching band, which is the song Star Spangled Man from the first Captain America movie, which, of course, I love. And Bucky is watching the interview in disbelief.
Oh,
like we all were.
That poor man.
And I just felt so sad for him.
I felt sad for him this whole episode.
Yes. As John Walker is talking about Steve Rogers and how Steve was his role model and he thinks of him as a brother because he knew he was coming on the scene when Cap came out of the ice.
Mm-hmm.
So Bucky looks super pissed, which I don't blame him.
Right.
And like I said, at this point, we're all texting each other that he seems very cocky and none of us like him. So we cut
smug,
to Sam.
I believe, was a word that came through.
Yes.
Smug, cocky.
Yes, quite a few times. Yeah, definitely cocky.
Yeah.
We cut to Sam, who meets up with Torres at an Air Force base and thanks him for helping him on short notice. Bucky comes in yelling at Sam, saying that he shouldn't have given up the shield. And Sam says, well, what do you want me to do? Tell him I changed my mind?
Yes.
And in our group text, we're all texting at the same time. Yeah.
Yes.
Sam says he has bigger things to worry about, like the super soldier type flag smashers. Red Wing tracked them down in Munich, and it seems like they are part of the big three, which are androids, aliens, and wizards. Sam and Bucky are bickering about how that this is not a thing, but it is.
Wait, can I just interject here? This was the biggest nerd brain on this panel is me. I will take that crown. When he was talking about Tolkien, I was just flabbergasted and awe and amazed. It was like my life is complete. All my worlds are colliding. All of them.
So they're talking about wizards, and Bucky asks, "Are we fighting Gandalf now?" And then Sam starts going off, and he's like, "Wait, how do you know about Gandalf?" Bucky says, "I read The Hobbit in 1937 when it first came out." Okay. And they're still bickering about if wizards are real. And Sam mentions Bucky's staring problem, that he always just kind of stares intently off in space. And Bucky says he's going to join Sam in Munich. So they're on a plane to Germany, and they're having a staring contest, number 1. And Bucky asks the plan, but Sam's being stubborn and doesn't share it with him before he jumps out of the plane.
Which is so Captain America, Chris Evans-esque.
Yeah.
Yes. And Bucky asks for a chute, but Torres says they're too low to the ground. And Bucky says, well, I don't need one anyway. Just of the plane. You just hear him like screaming as he's descending.
This episode, there were a lot of funny parts.
Yes.
Oh my God. I really love the dynamic between Sam and Bucky this episode.
It was so perfect.
They're like an old married couple.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Or like brothers who hate each other.
Yes. But secretly love each other.
Yeah.
But don't want anybody else to know that.
Right.
So Bucky falls through the trees and lands really hard on the ground. And then you hear Sam over his intercom saying, I got that all on camera, right? So Red Wing comes up and Bucky says to get the thing out of his face or he'll break it. And then the two are at an abandoned building watching a group of people put crates into a truck. And Sam mentions how stealthy Bucky is and mentions how his time in Wakanda made him White Panther. And he goes, no, White Wolf. And Sam's like, what? Wait, what? Which is referencing to the comics.
Yeah.
They keep arguing about the plan, but since they're outnumbered, they hold back. There's 7 people, and Red Wing detects someone sitting in one of the trucks, and Sam thinks it's a hostage. So Bucky, when they leave, Bucky runs along the side of the trucks and jumps to open the back of the first truck, which at this point we're all texting saying, doesn't the truck in the second truck behind him see him go into the first one? Like, yeah, you just like go into the back of a trailer and there's still another truck behind you and nobody knows.
And then that truck's just like, dee, 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 I'm driving down the road. Dee, dee,
Right.
Nothing's wrong.
Like,
So-
dude.
So Bucky relays that they're stealing medicine and vaccines. Then he sees the hostage and she smiles at him, and we realize she's not a hostage. She's in on it. She kicks Bucky out of the truck with her super strength, and he lands on the windshield of the truck behind them.
Now the truck
And-
notices him, I'm sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so you just smash their windshield. And they all have their flag smasher masks on, and they start fighting. Sam and Bucky on top of one of the truck trailers. And the girl goes up to Red Wing and smashes it. And Bucky goes, I always wanted to do that.
Like he got like so much pleasure from seeing
Yes.
that
So
happen.
much pleasure.
Exactly. He's like, oh, finally somebody did it. I didn't have to do it and have to hear about it from Sam. So they're fighting between both of the trucks. And at this point, I'm like freaking out because I was like, how are you people doing this? And if I actually saw this in real life, I'd be having a heart attack.
Right.
But anywho, then all of a sudden, one of the guys gets hit by Captain America's shield, and new guy comes in and starts fighting them. And like I said, I needed to call him something else because I'm not calling him Cap. He'd never be Cap in my book. So new guy it is.
Don't worry, he won't be Cap for long.
He's starts talking to them saying that they could use some help, and he's acting all cocky and with his partner Lamar Hoskins. Eye roll. Major eye roll. And he goes to hit one of the bad guys with the shield, and the shield comes back and Bucky catches it, and you could see for a split second in his eye, like Bucky gives it back to him. Like I think he like it just kind of went across his face to be like, I want to keep this. This is
Right.
mine.
Right.
You're not getting this back. The fighting continues, and the girl kicks new guy off the trailer, and he's hanging on the back of it. And man, I wish he almost fell off. Bucky's hanging off.
She still beat his ass.
Oh my god, yeah.
Right, because
Yeah.
at least he doesn't have super strength. So
Bullshit.
he actually gets
I have
kicked.
theories. I have opinions on that. We'll get
Oh,
to
boy.
it. I got major opinions on that.
So Bucky's hanging off the bottom of one of the trailers, and Sam flies and catches him, and they tumble into the grass.
Okay,
And
can we like put a pause on this?
yeah.
Because you are going through so much and I have so many tidbits.
Well, then stop me.
You know what we could do? You're in a roll. I feel the same way. I'm like, I have like, we're halfway through and I've got like 10 tidbits. And then I got another 10 after this. Like, so why don't we do this?
Go ahead.
You do your recap. We go down tidbits, questions for clarity. Boom. We got it. You're doing a very good job, Alyssa.
Oh, thank you.
Keep it going.
Well, stop me.
Okay.
If anything.
Okay, from here on out, we'll stop. We'll
okay.
we'll continue our tidbits that we missed at the end.
Okay.
Okay.
So New Guy and Haskins are still fighting, and they kick Haskins off the trailer, and New Guy throws the shield and it lands under him, and he looks back. Haskins looks back, and New Guy gives him a thumbs up, like, I gotcha.
I have something
Yeah,
about
right.
Haskins.
Yes.
I got a tidbit about him.
Okay.
So do I. Go ahead.
No, you go. I want to hear it.
Bitch, I'll sit here in silence.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Lamar Hoskins is his name. In the comics, Hoskins was part of Walker's backup team known as the Bold Urban Commandos or the Buckies. And when he was
good God.
Yeah, and then when Walker was the supervillain known as Super Patriot, later Lamar took the mantle of Bucky when Walker became Cap, but he was soon renamed to Battlestar because it was pointed out to Marvel that the moniker Bucky is a racial slur. I don't know what racial slur that is. I wasn't raised by racists, so I don't know, which I guess is a blessing.
I did read that too, and I had no idea what that was either. So.
Yeah, but Marvel was awesome, and they're like, oh, well, no, we don't fly like that. We're going to apologize and change it. So that's exactly what they did. This episode or this series, this isn't the first time that Lamar Hoskins has appeared in the MCU. He also appeared in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So
as Lamar Hoskins or just the actor?
As Lamar Hoskins. Yeah. So he's a couple episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Just as a minor character. Nothing big.
Because I watched it for a couple of seasons and I don't remember. I stopped watching it probably halfway through.
I stopped watching it after the first two, only because I was bartending. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. That's it.
Yeah, I had the same thing as you. You had mentioned about the comic book issue, and it just for people who are listening, if you are into comics, it is Captain America issue number 323.
There you go. See, you always got my back, girl. You and your numbers. Although I do have numbers, but I'll let you do that one. I know there's.
Dude, I went so deep into these numbers. I loved it.
She's a numbers person.
I'm like, why should I write this down? Because I know Jamie's going to. She's the numbers person.
Right. Well, that's what I
see the numbers, and I'm like, so we had to rewatch it after not right after our group watch, but I think we watched it like the next day. And I was like, pause it, numbers. And I'm like jotting them down on my phone. I'm like, pause it, numbers.
I think it took me like 2 hours to rewatch this episode every time I kept pausing and talking and doing my notes.
Yeah.
So Haskins gets saved by the shield, and New Guy tells the girl that was a bad idea, and then she punches him off and he lands on the windshield of the car behind him. Stupid.
Yeah.
So Sam and Bucky are walking down the road trying to figure out where the serum is coming from, because now there's new super soldiers. And a Jeep pulls up next to them with New Guy and Haskins, saying they have to work together since obviously these are super soldiers. And Bucky says that we've all been thinking is just because you're carrying the shield, it doesn't mean you're Captain America. And I was like, thank you, Bucky. Thank you for finally saying it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
He said what everybody was wanting to say.
Exactly.
100%.
Thank goodness. So Sam asks how they had tracked the Flag Smashers, and New Guy says they actually tracked them through Red Wing since he was government property, and the GRC, which is Global Reparation Council.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Are trying to help everybody who came back from the blip. And it's New Guy and Haskins' job to keep everything stable. So Bucky gets pissed and gets out of the car. New Guy keeps saying that he's not trying to replace Steve. and wants Sam to be his wingman. That obviously pisses Sam off. And he was like, you just had to say that last line, and he's out.
Yeah.
Like, screw this.
Yeah.
I'm done with you. So we cut to the Flag Smashers, who are taking refuge from a German man and his wife. The place is all set up for them with computers, food, beds, that sort of thing. And
gefilte fish. Was that what they gave him? Gefilte fish?
Oh God, yeah. They're like, you can have this.
Yeah.
This is the
or what was it? It was stomach.
Oh, that's it. Pig intestines or something.
Something
sweet bread or something.
The best of intestines or
the best intestines of my 3-year-old pig.
Yeah. And she's like, pass.
She's like, thank you.
But no, thank you.
I'd rather not eat.
Yes. The man says that they'll do anything for the cause. The freedom fighters are famous and are even thought of as Robin Hood type people. So the girl who appears to be the leader gets a text from an unknown private number that says, you took what is mine and I'm going to find you and kill you.
Oh, who do you think it is?
I don't know.
There are some theories out there.
What do you think?
Well, my whole thing is, did the Flag Smashers take the vaccines from Power Broker?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a feeling that they're trying to, their whole mission is to get, get things back to the way they were before or during the blip, because they don't like that, like the people who returned from the blip seem to be getting everything. So I have a feeling that like they've kind of gone rogue and are trying to put all of these people, call them super soldiers with, the superhuman strength into the world to try to get things back to the way they were. And I think maybe Power Broker is somehow got the raw end of the deal. Not quite sure how yet, but I have a feeling that they're pissed.
I agree. 100%. Yeah. I have nothing to add because I agree.
So she looks a little bit worried after she reads that text, and we find out her name is Carly Morgenthau, which, like we had referenced before to Carl Morgenthau in the comics. And they are doing this because they don't want the same assholes who were in power before the blip to be back in power. And she says the GRC cares more about the people who came back than the ones who never left. And their motto is one world, one people. So back to the boys. Bucky wants to take the shield and do everything themselves. But Sam says it's not that easy.
I'm sorry. I have something on Carly Montague. I keep wanting to say Morgenthau. I have something on Carly Morgenthau. Jamie, do you have anything on Carly Morgenthau?
Yeah.
You go. I went last time because I'm pretty sure we have the same fucking thing.
Are you talking about the numbers that are on our dossier image? Yeah. Yep. So they show number 109, which is a direct reference to the comics, which is Captain America issue number 109, which is a Cap and Bucky original issue. But then you also see the number 122, which is another Captain America comic, issue number 122. And this issue sees Captain America kind of dwelling on his own place in life and wondering if he's doomed to live as the symbol of the American dream as Captain America, while people begin to doubt the cause, which sounds just like what we're dealing with right now.
Yep. 100%.
Absolutely.
That is exactly what I had. Almost word for word.
No.
Command C, Command V.
There you go.
Look at you learning.
I am telling you, keyboard shortcuts. My eyes are wide open.
I'm going to start over. We're going to do back to the boys.
Yes.
Bucky wants to take the shield and do it themselves, but Sam says it's not that easy. The last time they stole it, they were on the run for 2 years, and Sam doesn't want to do that again.
Mm-hmm.
And Bucky says that he has somebody he wants Sam to meet.
Oh.
So Sam and Bucky go to Baltimore, Maryland, not Chicago, Nikki.
I was like, hey, that looks like my old hood.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? It said Baltimore, Maryland.
I know,
know.
but then I was like,
did I
well, is
miss
she talking? Well, you know how they do in like, TV and movie series where they say it's one place. Yeah, that's what I was like, oh, well, shit, maybe it is Chicago. I don't know.
Right. So they go to a rundown neighborhood and there's kids on the side of the street and they say, hey, it's Black Falcon. And Sam goes, it's just Falcon, dude. And this is a reference to all of the other comic characters that are Black are usually have Black in front of their names, like Black Panther, Black Goliath, etc.
Yeah.
So did you have something?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
I'm learning.
So they walk up to the house and it says no trespassing. And Bucky asks for Isaiah. The kid who answers the door says there isn't anyone by that name and they need to leave. And Bucky tells him to say the guy from the bar in Goyan is here and wants to talk. But he said that he had a skimmage with the guy in the Korean War. So Bucky says that Isaiah was a hero and feared by Hydra just like Steve. And Isaiah was sent to fight Bucky and took half of his metal arm. And the only reason he agreed to see him was to see if his arm grew back. Or if Bucky came to kill him. But Bucky said he's not a killer anymore. And Isaiah says that he can't choose. But maybe he can because of who he is and who Isaiah is. And Bucky tells him that there are more of them out there. So this is Isaiah Bradley, a character who we learned served as a hero for the U.S. government during the years that the original Captain America was missing and presumed dead after World War II. In the Marvel Comics, Isaiah Bradley was introduced in the pages of a 2003 series called Truth, Red, White, and Black. He's the only survivor of a test of a super soldier serum, similar to the one used on Captain America. After World War II, he's imprisoned for decades until a presidential pardon, but obviously he was still in jail and they had done tests on him.
Right.
And
used him as a guinea pig.
Right. Ugh. Which they were going to do to Cap before he went on the road.
Right.
Yeah, he was one of 300 that they tested on.
Right.
That's crazy.
I just feel so bad for Isaiah, you know?
Mm-hmm. And the Falcon and Winter Soldiers, Isaiah Bradley fought the Winter Soldier in 1951. His history is at least somewhat different from the comic book version of the character, but it also does allude to being thrown in prison despite his heroic services. Clearly, we're going to learn more about his life as the series continues. Mm-hmm. And also the young man who opens the door to the house could be Elijah Bradley.
It is Elijah Bradley.
And in the comics, he becomes Patriot and a member of the Young Avengers.
I think they're setting up the Young Avengers. I mean,
well, they are. I mean, let's go back to WandaVision.
Right. Billy and Tommy.
Mm-hmm. And then with Elijah coming on as Patriot, then give me a sec.
Kate Bishop.
And Cassie Lang from Ant-Man.
Oh, yes. Yeah. What? Oh, yeah. So we got
Scott's daughter, Cassie.
Yes. Who does she play? Kate Bishop's Hawkeye.
Can't remember.
Anyway, I mean, they're setting up the Young Avengers big time. And then Ms. Marvel's
we're gonna see that in Phase 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time.
Do you think those will be movies or series?
It's going to be either a kids series or it's going to, well, it can't be a kids series just because it's Young Avengers. I mean, it's pretty racy. Tommy is gay in that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, very out and proud, which I'm glad they have that. Gives young kids something to,
Yeah, even superheroes.
Yeah, it's a good thing. And so I doubt it's going to be like a kid thing, but it's either going to be like a young adult series or like a trilogy type movie.
Yeah. Did you know that in the comics, Elijah gets his powers from an addiction to the mutant growth hormone?
Wait, so he's part mutant on purpose?
So there are a few theories out there. So the some of the theories kind of nod to the fact that he gets it from the mutant growth hormone.
Okay.
But then there are also theories that say he got the super soldier serum that he took from, could be the Flag Smashers, could be he went to Power Broker himself. There are a few different theories out there, but he gets his powers from something like that.
Got it.
And there's another theory that says if he did get it from the mutant growth hormone, that later down the road, he kind of goes on like a journey. We love that word here with Isaiah, and Isaiah.
No, you have to say it correctly. It's the journey.
So he goes on a journey with Isaiah, and Isaiah then kind of solidifies, his super soldier status.
Okay.
So he kind of like makes the switch. There's a whole rabbit hole that I went down.
It's a fun rabbit hole to go down, though.
It is.
That's how I was about Billy and the Young Avengers last week. I was like,
Yeah.
I have not. Billy has nothing to do with what we're covering, but that's why it took me forever to do my notes last week.
Yeah, it definitely went down though.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's good to know. Good to know. That's something that's being set up for years to come.
Yes.
I think a lot of this is just stuff being set up for years to come.
Oh my God, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does Morgan become an Avenger or a young Avenger?
Who?
Does who?
Morgan.
Who's Morgan?
Morgan Stark.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I have not read her. I have not read her name anywhere.
No.
Well, you guys, you talk. I'll look it up. I'll do the Googler. Go.
Okay. I was just curious because they, kind of like their kids, Wanda's kids,
right.
Steve or Scott's kid.
Yeah.
Hawkeye's
daughter.
Yeah. So we go back after they get kicked out of Isaiah's house. Sam and Bucky are arguing about this on the street and how there was a black super soldier years ago and Bucky never told Steve or anyone. And then all of a sudden a couple squad cars pull up and ask if Sam is giving Bucky a hard time, and they keep asking for his ID, and Sam's like, I don't have my ID. Like, what do you want? Like, why are you questioning me? And then they finally realize that he's the Falcon, and they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And they find out that Bucky actually has a warrant out for his arrest because he missed his court mandated therapy. So it's like not checking in with your PO, and he gets arrested. So then Dr. Rayner shows up at the police station, and Sam thanks her for letting Bucky out, and she says it wasn't her, and we find out it was New Guy. I guess Dr. Rayner and New Guy used to work together back in the day, and he says that he wanted to help, and he got Bucky out. She says their work isn't done, meaning Bucky and her, and their therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And New Guy says he needs him as an asset, and they have unfinished business. Same with Sam. So Rayner says that they're going to have a session right now to Bucky, and Sam is also ordered to attend.
Okay, so I have Morgan is not part of the Young Avengers.
Okay.
Okay. Iron Lad. That's stupid.
Well, they got to come up with something, I guess.
Iron Lad is based on Iron Man and in effect is War Machine. However, Vision, who replaced Iron Lad, is inspired partially by Iron Man and primarily by the original Vision. What? That made no fucking sense. All those words just came out of my mouth and did not register in my brain. That make any fucking sense?
No.
And I'm on the Marvel fandom page. Like Marvel fandom wiki, they got their shit together. What the fuck is this?
Not that.
Oh man.
Patriot is the grandson of Black Captain America. Hulkling is the son of Captain Marvel and Kree. Yeah, that one. Do you know how that happens? That's terrible.
No.
Yeah, Carol gets raped and has the baby and doesn't remember being raped. And they just completely, that's a dark side of Marvel that they're trying to right their wrongs. But yeah, that was a dark part of Marvel that is not cool. That, and then but I'll give Marvel this. Once they're called out on something, they apologize and they remedy it right away.
Mm-hmm.
Like the racism back issues,
Yeah.
Right.
They're like, nope, we're gonna right this wrong.
Yeah, we're not doing that anymore.
Nope. Let's see here. Wiccan is patterned after Thor and Scarlet Witch. Stature is the daughter of Ant-Man, so that's her name. Stature.
Oh, there you go.
Hawkeye is based on Hawkeye and Mockingbird. All right. So that's his daughter. Speed is Wanda's other son, and Quicksilver is based on Quicksilver. Some classic Avenger members. Blah, 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 blah. No. Morgan is not in here at all.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
There is the new Young Avengers. There's new ones. Novar, which is a member of the Kree race. Mm-hmm. And she's inspired by Captain Marvel. Okay, cool. Miss America is a patriotic character regarding her code name and costume that's matched with Captain America. And she is a superhuman strength. She shares powers like Jessica Jones and Ms. Marvel. Loki, which is going to be Loki is a major character in the Young Avengers. I know, at least down the rabbit hole I went on last week. Loki is also in this, and he is the counterpart to, who was it? Hulkling.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sweet.
Yes. Yeah. So there you go. There's the Young Avengers. From what I'm skimming through. All right.
Cool. So Sam doesn't know why he's with Freaky Magoo. And
I love that.
And they both agree that this is unnecessary. Dr. Rayner does an exercise with them saying if a miracle happened overnight, what would they like to make their life better when they wake up? Bucky says that he would like Sam to talk less, and Sam says he would like the same from Bucky. So she tries a different tactic, which is called soul gazing.
This is the best part.
The way she says it, she's like, you give me no choice. That's it.
Yep.
We're doing the soul gazing exercise.
And then they get super close, and it's awesome.
They're like, yeah, let's do this. This is what I want. Yes, exactly.
Right, like they're almost on top of each other.
Like their legs are intertwined.
Yes.
Each other's knee is like touching each other's wiener. That's how intertwined they are.
But I live for it.
And they have staring contest number 2 of the episode.
She's like, are you having a staring contest?
Right.
For Christ's sake.
Yeah, like, come on, guys. And she wants to know why Bucky is so aggravated with Sam. And Bucky asks him why he gave up the shield. And Sam wants to know why he's making such a big deal about it since it doesn't have anything to do with them. Bucky says that Steve believed in you, and if he was wrong about Sam, then maybe he's wrong about Bucky.
Kind of felt bad for him.
Right. It's like,
he's trying to really make amends and do good.
Right.
You know?
And if, Sam, if Steve was wrong, then why is he even doing any of this?
Right.
Sam said he only did what he thought was right, and maybe no one will ever understand that. Sam gets all pissy and says they don't have time for this shit, and says they will separate after and never see each other again, but right now they have work to do.
Okay, Sam.
Right. Like all of a sudden he was just did a 180, like, I'm over this. And as he's leaving, he says, thanks, Doc, for making it weird. I feel so much better.
I want that to be my new slogan. Thanks for making it weird.
Yep. And then as Bucky is getting ready to leave, he asks her what rule number 2 is. And once again, it means don't hurt anyone. So we cut to outside of the police station, and Captain Douche is waiting for them outside with Hoskins.
Oh God!
Oh, he's such a cocky son of a bitch.
Yes, super cocky here. Super cocky.
This just put me over the edge. He talks to them saying they need to stay together and fight these guys. They believe that Morgenthau is in Europe and taking the medicine to one of the GRC camps. New Guy doesn't know where they are, but he knows that they're gonna find them. Mm-hmm. Bucky says things are a little intense for you, aren't they? And this definitely hits a nerve with New Guy. And Sam says they're free agents and have less red tape to go through, so they're not. There's no reason they should be working together. And then the asshole tells them, well, then stay the hell out of my way.
Like, who do you think you are?
Right?
Like, do you know who you're talking to?
Exactly.
Ugh. Just because you got the title doesn't mean you get the respect that comes with it just yet.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, look at former presidents. Just because you're president doesn't mean that we need to respect you if you're being a giant wiener, you know? I mean, that goes for any president. It just, the title does not make the man, basically.
Right. You need to have class for that.
Yeah.
So now we cut to Bratislava, Slovakia. And we see Carly and her group packing up a small plane of supplies. One of the guys receives a tip saying that the power broker's men are on their way and they don't have any time.
Oh.
We see 4 SUVs speeding down the road, and one of the flag smashers says that he could give them time, and he ends up sacrificing himself.
I have a question. Was that
so
Was that her boyfriend?
I don't know.
They didn't say, but they did look like they had some history.
Yeah, right. I mean the way they embraced, right?
Yeah, because then
then she cried when she saw him. Yep.
Yeah, as the plane takes away, you see her crying.
Can I just say how jealous I am of those cute little freckles? She is. And what's with everybody in like the MCU has flawless skin all the time, like not a blemish in sight. They got to CGI that shit. I was
gonna say that's CGI. They just zip right out.
They CGI everything. So,
man, CGI all this rosacea right off. Man,
we got stuff for you for that.
I know. I know. Also, too, it'd help if I actually stuck to freaking regiment. Terrible. Like when we're done here, I'm going to download it, save it. I'm going to go to bed and brush my teeth. I'm going to go to bed. I'll think about washing my face, but I'm going to be too lazy and I'm going to go to bed. That's what's going to happen. I'm terrible at washing my face. Go ahead. Sorry.
I wash it.
I know.
So back in Baltimore with Sam and Bucky, they're walking down the street and mentioning when Isaiah said his people, meaning he meant Bucky and Hydra. They're talking about a guy who knows all of Hydra's secrets, and Bucky wants to sit in a room with him. And Sam's
Don't
just
you
like,
remember
okay.
Siberia?
Right. So we're going to go see Zemo, and cuts to Berlin, and we see the same or a similar building that they had kept Bucky in Civil War when they caught him and were questioning him. And then they show Zemo locked in a cell, and then that's the end of it. The end of the episode. And I just want to say that I love the music that they have for the credits. Like I was totally rocking out to it. I'm not gonna lie. Sure.
Yeah, it was good.
Did you see in the final closing credits when you're seeing, the executive producer, all that lovely fun stuff? Mm-hmm. There's we see an image of what we saw in the post credits of the episode 1, where we see Power Broker, but there's a little saying in there that says, "Where do we go now that they're gone?" that same saying shows up in Endgame when Steve is at his support group meeting. It's on like a poster.
Oh,
is it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow!
I just watched it yesterday. I don't remember that.
Oh man, I did not know that. That's awesome.
Oh. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I do have there's no post-credit scenes, but there's little hints in there.
Yeah. Well, I got a little tidbit about Baron Zemo. His holding, this is pretty good for, again, brings my geekdom, my nerddom full circle here. So Baron Zemo, he was held in cell number 2187, which is a Star Wars reference. Yep. Because that was the same number cell that Princess Leia was held in on the Death Star. It was number 2187. And the greatest stormtrooper turned hero, FN-1287, Finn. So they're just paying homage to, Disney's pushing their Disney brand is what they're doing. Yes.
They're combining it all.
Yeah. That's all.
Love it.
That was it.
So what were your tidbits that I bypassed?
Oh, yeah. So let's go back up to the beginning. Nikki, do you have anything from tidbit-wise from the locker room scene, like in the very first minute?
Nothing that we haven't said it already.
Okay, so one of the first things, being the numbers person out of the three of us that I saw, is when he's in the locker room, you can see on his locker, it says JW10.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also see...
I had that written down, and I was like, it means something because everything means something.
So, and then when Hoskins walks in after Walker's wife we think it's his wife, walks away, there's a jersey number 10 hanging behind him.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
So what's with the 10?
So in the comic Heroic Age Heroes Volume 1, we learn that John Walker can supposedly lift 10 tons and that he's got class 10 super strength.
Yeah, I don't think he... They
so we do see that
serum.
He has... Exactly.
Yeah. They gave him the
that's
serum.
That's not, natural.
No.
I think we're going to come to find that out soon.
Yeah. He's not necessarily bad. He becomes bad. We know he becomes bad, right? Mm-hmm. However, I think he becomes bad because the good guys are all like, fuck you, you're an imposter. Mm-hmm. And all the bad guys are like, go in there and be an imposter. And he's just trying to make it in the world, right? And he's like, fuck you all. Now I am a bad guy. And that was a very remedial explanation of what I'm thinking.
It works. It works.
It does.
But yeah, I think they totally gave him the serum.
Or at least some part of it or whatever.
Yeah. I do have something about the Hobbit.
Go for it. Go for it.
So when Bucky and Sam were talking about wizards, and Bucky says that he read The Hobbit back in 1937, virtually impossible unless he was rich and very lucky. Because there was only like 1,200 copies made in 1937, and you could only buy them in the UK. Just so a little tidbit, But I totally love this about Bucky, and I love the fact that he's a nerd like me, and loves Gandalf and The Hobbit and all that good stuff because it's magical. I love it.
Interesting.
My worlds colliding. Reference to The Hobbit and Star Wars all in one episode. Swear to God.
Mind blown.
Yes.
And then right after that, I have a tidbit when they get on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
So as Bucky and Sam are flying to Munich, one of the cases on the plane that they end up jumping from has a flight tag that says 5,000 lb CAP, so 5,000 pound capacity, which is a nod to the Golden Age cover of Captain America issue number 28, which has Captain America saving Bucky from a 5,000 pound weight.
Oh,
nice.
Everything means something.
Everything means something.
Damn numbers get me every time.
I do feel like we need to point out the beautifully acted, written, and executed racial injustices in this entire series. Well, at least the last 2 episodes, with Sam and Sarah not getting the loan.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's a fucking superhero. And they're making a go of it, but yet they still didn't get the loan. And then in this episode, they get pulled over. The cops come by and they don't realize that Sam is Falcon. And they were going to give him a hard time until they found out he was a superhero. It just, the racial, and then just the fact that Elijah, right? Is it Ezekiel? Elijah's his name.
Elijah, yeah.
The fact that Elijah was basically a lab rat because
you mean Isaiah?
What'd I say?
Well, Elijah's the grandson. I didn't know where you were going.
No.
Yeah.
Isaiah. Sorry.
Well, I didn't know where you were going with it. I was like, well, there's Elijah. You're like Ezekiel. I'm like, oh, Elijah.
I get us atheists. We get confused with biblical names. They all sound the same to us, Isaiah, poor Isaiah was basically a lab rat in jail for nothing, because he was black in the 40s and 30s, and they, well,
like I said, he was one of 300 black men that were being used as lab rats.
It was terrible. I mean, it's not as prominent as I'm sure it should be, but they're not sugarcoating it. They're not making it all happy-go-lucky. They're trying to show the injustices that people of color live with every day,
Right.
And we're not people of color. We don't know the struggle, but we definitely recognize it, right?
Yeah, we're not oblivious to it.
No. I just wanted to bring that up because I think it just deserves to be pointed out. And kudos to Marvel. That's all. All right. Any other tidbits, ladies?
Yes. When Bucky and Sam are fighting the Flag Smashers, we see a license plate number, and the license plate number is 5012, which does have like Marvel reference.
Ooh.
So on Earth, 5012, Tony Stark becomes the Iron Maniac, which is essentially an evil Doctor Doom style version of himself.
What Earth was it?
Earth-5012.
Okay.
So, I mean, it means something to the MCU universe, but it doesn't directly mean anything to the meaning of this episode.
I have something else along the lines of license plates. It's more of a question. What does 211 EKH mean? Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. and I don't know what it is.
I can't figure it out either. Alyssa, did you see this? I couldn't find it anywhere, but it was the license plate that Wanda had on her Buick rolling to the plot of land that Vision bought them. And then it was also on the it's just on one of the license plates on one of the trucks.
And I don't know what that is.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, I can't.
Because
not
when
even
it came up in when I came up on WandaVision, I couldn't even find it, and then I saw it here, and I'm like, oh my god, there's got to be something, but there's not. Not that I could
something
find.
to keep in her back pocket,
Well, I'm hoping it surfaces at some point or another.
I'll put it in questions for clarity to put it in the file.
Somebody cracks the case.
Yeah. I wonder if it'll show up again.
Yeah.
Maybe not
in
this series. Maybe in
Loki.
Loki.
Ooh.
I'm so excited. Let me tell you.
Let's see.
All right.
Any
other tidbits?
Not so much a tidbit, but more of a. Did you guys realize when Bucky was like, "Let's just take the shield," and Sam goes, "Do you remember last time what happened?" He goes, "Sharon was branded enemy of the state." Which is, I thought was a fun little nod because she's supposed to be coming in some capacity.
Back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny.
That's good.
And then let's see. Did I have anything else? No, that's all that she wrote for me, ladies.
I have no more tidbits. Alyssa?
Me either.
Nope.
No. All right. So questions for clarity. I do have one other than what does 211 EKH mean? I have one other one. So first of all, Rip Red Wing. I'm sorry. I thought that was awesome. I was kind of bummed that Red Wing was broken. Will he actually get a real bird now?
Ooh.
Yeah, there's that thought.
Or will Torres become
That's the
Red
other
Wing?
Thought.
Because Torres becomes Falcon. But it's kind of like, like the ranks in the army.
Yeah. He becomes Red Wing and
then he could become Falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning more toward that second theory just because I don't know if I want to see it more or if that's just how I feel like it should just go.
Right. Yeah. Right. That's all I got. That was a great episode, Alyssa. Good job, my love.
Yeah, good job, you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Excellent recap.
Thank you, ladies.
All right, so the next Winter Soldier will be Jamie.
Me.
Yep.
I had a big week next week.
We all, yeah.
I know. I have to watch my other episode and do my notes on that.
Yeah. So
for the next I've already weeks, started.
Yeah. Well, I don't. I never. I do it the day of. Isn't that terrible?
Okay, but
I couldn't do that.
Okay, but let's talk. My next week consists of episode 3 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier and episode 9 of WandaVision. I can't do that in a day. I need time to devote to wrapping up an entire season of WandaVision.
Look at this face. This face. Did I not say I'd take one for the team?
I know.
Did I not offer? And you said, no, it's okay. It's okay.
I totally want to do it. It's just talk about stress.
It is. Right? It's very stressful. It is. It's very stressful. And especially we really want to do a good job. We don't want to half-ass this, right? So
exactly.
I understand.
No, we all take pride in what we're doing.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. And I get it. All right, ladies. I'm tired. I want to go kiss my husband. He just came home from work, so.
Same.
All right.
Case of the Mondays.
Oh, was it not? You guys made my case of the Mondays disappear, though. Thank you so much.
Seriously, I agree.
I love you.
Love you.
Love you.
3,000.
But I want to get toned.
Something I should do. Because let me tell y'all, I don't know. I know. I got the Italian. Look at even with the sweatshirt, you can see it jiggling. My sweatshirt.
I was watching after I worked out. Then I was watching TikTok videos.
Oh, my TikTok video of my arm.
And then your TikTok video came up. Show us how you're getting old or tell us how you're getting old
without telling us you're getting old. And all I did was wave my arm fat. Swear to God.
It is what it is.
So the only people I know with those kind of arms are heavier people that have been heavy for a long time, or young people who are of Italian descent. Right? All of us are raising our hands. I think it's just in our DNA, And then what really, really bugs me is when my kids come up and they start squishing my arm. I'm like, get away from me. And
that's what Dad does. He'll always pinch me and I'll yell at him. I say, stop pinching my fat.
Ugh.
So then I'll pinch him like on the side, like on his hip.
Yeah.
And I was like, see, I can pinch your fat. But I was like, his isn't as sensitive as mine. It's like that.
Well, yeah, your nerves are back there.
Oh,
man.
There's a pressure point back there.
Right. It's like, don't pinch my fat, dude.
Can you hear that?
I did, but I don't know what it means either.
Wait, listen. Can you hear that? Lost in love.
No.
He's watching. So we've got
No, but you know what I didn't hear tonight?
Yeah, where is he? I kind of miss it.
Where's in the office?
Where's his aggressive typing?
He was in the office today.
He took it in another room.
Aw. I kind of miss it. Now we got to listen to Lost in Love by my husband. And he's watching. We've been watching like Blast from the Past videos from the 80s.
That's awesome.
So 70s, 80s. It's on Vimeo on Pluto TV has it. So there's like, we'll flip through 70s, 80s, 90s, and today.
Ooh, and today.
And today.